Alrighty, welcome back guys to the Polaris 2K Plus series. We are here with game number 2 between the Viper and Feage. A new challenger appears. It is Feage on the horizon and he strikes the Viper for a 1-0 victory so far. And that was a great game from him. I can't say that Viper's map definitely favored him that last game, but Feage took that map favorability and he seized it, he grabbed it, and he made the most of it. And that is what you should do when you have a map advantage like that. So once again then, over on the left side of the map we have Feage playing in the red, and this time he is playing as the Mayans here on Yucatan. And his opponent, I almost said teammate, that would make a very interesting game, wouldn't it? A 1v1 Sim City war, and after an hour mark, they are judged on who has the best looking base. If only. But yes, over on the right side of the map, in the yellow, we have the Viper, and he is playing as the Mongols. So it's a non-mirror Civ matchup, and this one is on Yucatan. I think the choice of the Mongols here is obviously a very good one. Mongols have that hunt bonus. The Yucatan map has lots of hunt, though I don't see it. There's 2 boar on the left side for Viper. His third boar, however, seems to be hiding. And I'm not sure where it's hiding. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's nasty. That's quite far away. He can't just lure it across that. He's going to go all the way around. He's gonna have to be like Hannibal and take this javelina over the Alps. Only it's not quite the Alps. It's the Yucatan rainforest, right? But anyway, that's a pretty bad boar for him, and he might end up just, I don't know. We'll see. This lake looks really nice though. Look at that. That's a pretty small lake, but there's a lot of fish, and I'd be tempted to dock that. If not dock it, I'd be tempted to put a mill right. You know what? I'd be tempted to put a mill on these berries if I could, and use the shorefish and the deer, and just like absolutely kill that food right there. Like my box selection must have about 2,000 food in it right there. That's pretty insane. The Yucatan map can be pretty bad sometimes. You can usually end up getting a boar trapped out somewhere behind a really large forest, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. But at the same time, you can get really, really lucky, and I think Viper has been pretty unlucky these games with his map generation. So Viper then playing as the Mongols is going to take advantage of the hunt, but Feage probably taking a safer option, I feel, and taking the Mayans. If this game goes to the sort of early Castle Age, I think the Mayans could have a really good advantage. Obviously, Feage also has the 3 boar. This boar for him is, again, diabolical, though. It's just so far away. Like, he's going to have to dodge the stone. He's going to go in and out, weaving through the gold, through the chicane, around the last bend, and back to the TC. It's a pretty hefty boar, though. I think he might struggle with that one. Might decide to use a sheep to block it or something. I don't know. But either way, he might just end up leaving it, which is kind of a shame when you think that that's 340 food right there that could be taken, but instead will be wasted if he does not take it. In fact, he's walling up this left side as well, so it certainly seems likely that he won't bother taking that boar over there. Feage then going to grab that second boar right now. Viper trying to lame it. By the looks of things, he's just going to get his scout a little closer to the TC once more, but Viper won't lose his scout this time. Good job, Viper. You didn't lose your scout. Well played. Certainly can't lose this game now. Although saying that, he could always run it into the TC later. Also, a lot of turkeys, lots of food, just lots of food, really, just in general. That is basically Yucatan. Bucket loads of food. And with the Mayans having 10% longer lasting resources, sorry, 10%, I meant 20%. They will, of course, be able to make a lot more of this food. And I wouldn't expect to see a farm from Feage for quite some time in this game. So Viper then, will he take that third boar? Well, not yet, but he will take the shorefish. It's like Bedouins all over again. That mill location right there is in a perfect spot. And, wow, there is a third boar for Feage. And it's actually just up here. Yeah. What? Why has Feage got 4 boar? Well, I guess that's one of the bonus boar on the map. Really weird though. Like that boar is really far away, but he's still bringing it in. He's also bringing in this boar here. This deer looks like it wants to play, but it's just going to walk all the way over. Somehow it ended up over here. I don't know. The deer, eh? What's going on? Oh, not Viper. Feage even. Oh, Feage. How the hell did that villager stay alive? Oh my god, he's a magician. Oh, the ball's going back. Oh, but Feage saves it. What a player. What an absolute player right there. Feage, the man. Bringing in those boar. Look at this. It's like, oh, it's crazy. It's just micros. It's insane. That's really good. Yeah, somehow he kept that villager alive as well, using his other villager to block it. Just awesome play. Just getting those boar in there. Made it look easy. Charlie Bones, what a legend. Thank you very much for subscribing, Charlie Bones, and becoming a Wallow Warlord. It is much appreciated. Thank you for supporting the stream. I don't know how many we're at right now. Like, what? 164. Wow. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. You're awesome. Best new subscriber. I want to see those Wallow hypes in the chat, guys. I want to see that sub hype. But usually, when someone subscribes, my what's it called? Peripheral vision just fills up with hype, and I know it's coming. There it is. Ah, yes, you legends. You know what's good. Alright, so Viper then with a barracks coming up on the front. This is a late barracks for a drush, so it won't be a drush, but he is going up to the feudal age much faster than Feage here. Feage clearly going for a fast castle build order, if you ask me. He's taking the time to wall up. He's creating like a funnel, a choke point towards his town center. He's using his eagle to push those deer towards it, and Feage obviously going for a fast castle here. Also taking the time to build that dock on the lake. Obviously this lake is not so good. There's only, what, 3 fish there? That's not great, but, you know, any extra food you can get is good food, you know. If you get a little bit of extra food, you're not going to complain at that. So right now, Viper then, with a stable, and that's pretty typical of the Mongols, to do scouts into archers. Obviously with this map having so much food, it's even more typical that you will expect to see, or it's more, you're more likely to expect to see that. Viper, by the way, did take that boar. He did manage to get that in. I don't know if he lost a villager. It seems like he's not lost anything so far, so both of these guys pretty safe at the moment. Viper, though, a lot of villagers over to gold here. 8 villagers on the gold, and, you know, that's a lot of gold income. He's obviously gonna go castle here as quickly as he can, and he's very quickly realized that with this wall off, Feage is gonna be doing a fast castle. Viper not gonna be too far behind him. He's just trying to scramble to get the gold income so that he can actually afford to go to the castle age. And you might notice right now that this stable is actually staying idle, and I think his plan may have been to actually do a few scouts, but since he saw all this hefty walling and all this heavy walling from Feage, he probably realized that that would have been a suicide mission. He can't get his scouts in here without taking a lot of damage from the TC, and as a result he's just gonna kind of switch up and go in for a fast castle instead. This stable, of course, can be useful anyway. Once he gets to the castle age, he can start doing knights, and if he does do knights, that could work out really well. Feage at the moment showing no signs of doing a castle drop. He's not actually taking any stone. So, as the Mayans here, we're probably just going to expect to see a couple of archery ranges coming out. But for Feage here, he is slower up to the castle age. That Mongol hunt bonus really helping the Viper out. And Viper now, you know, probably going to go into knights. If he gets the upgrades on those knights as well, if he fully upgrades them for with the castle age upgrades, Feage might struggle getting enough archers out to realistically deal with those knights. Oh, Viper coming forwards here with a couple of villagers by the looks of things. They're just one villager, in fact, a weak villager, no less, maybe getting attacked by a wolf on the way over. And he is going to go ahead and wall up the stone of Feage. And that is really lame. But let's be honest here. Do you blame him? After that first game with Feage stealing Viper's board, do you blame him? Well, I don't blame him, but Feage may just get the villager kill right here. He will get the scout cavalry, and now this villager on low health, he should get the kill as well. It looks like Feage will kill that villager, and Viper is not going to be successful at walling up that stone. Obviously for Viper, if he could wall that up, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, the Mayans will rely on stone a lot in this game. I mean, the Mayans late game relies on having castles. They need those plumed archers to be a really strong force to be reckoned with in a 1v1 situation. But unfortunately, Viper won't fail. Wait, he will fail even, and that stone will not be walled up. Feage doing something a little bit weird. He's kind of deleted that archery range, and instead, I don't know what he's doing right there. Only one range at the moment. He's slower to the castle age. He's only got 2 archers out, and Viper, meanwhile, making those knights. Not wasting any time. Let's see what the upgrades are like, whether he's playing this defensively or not. You've got to bear in mind right now that Viper's gone up to the castle age with 25 villagers. He's not gone up with a huge number. Feage, meanwhile, even though he's slower to the castle age, he's at 70%. He's on like 10 extra villagers right now. Well, not quite 10. He's on about, what's that? 4 extra villagers. Okay, it's not quite that bad. It's not quite that bad. But he's still going up with a lot more villagers. So once he hits castle, his economy will be slightly stronger. And Viper is in really no position right here to go all out into military when he's done a fast castle on 25, 24 villagers. He is still taking the deer at the back. There's certainly no shortage of food. And instead, Viper just kind of booming up a little bit with these 2 extra TCs on the right side. Wants to close that villager gap, indeed. But at the same time, Viper, you know, would have had a hard time getting aggressive anyway, really. And when you've got a player walling up like this, there's no way you could just run in there, and you know, you take a lot of damage going through the TC. And of course, Viper will know that Feage is making military as well. He sees the archery range, so he's well aware of what's going on over there. And Feage doing crossbow and bodkin arrow. Now, this is where things can get interesting, because if Feage does not build a second TC, and he just gets really aggressive, if he adds in a 3rd range even, though he won't do that just yet, but if he did add a 3rd range, we could see some really high aggression. We could see the Viper losing villagers all over the place. Obviously, Feage is well aware of this wood line here. He might send his crossbows in this direction. He might send them around the back. Obviously, he sees the second TC. He sees this wood here, so he's probably going to assume there's a 3rd TC as well. But Feage, good map control at the moment. Great map control, in fact. He can just push straight out. Viper, his response is Scorpions at the moment. Risky, I suppose. I mean, Scorpions are great at dealing with units in like sort of small numbers, especially good at dealing with infantry. Against crossbows, they're not as great, but still a potential to do a lot of damage here with these Scorps. I think Feage might have to micro, quite intensely if he wants to take these Scorpions down. Gonna find himself a villager kill though, and heading now over to the lumber line. Might use the fact that his kind of maneuverability is higher to do more damage. Instead, going to try and, well, look like he's going to try and focus one of those Scorpions down, but taking quite a bit of damage from those guys. Definitely going to have to use a lot of micromanagement to avoid dying to the Scorpions. They are an awesome unit. They really are. And also a unit that I feel is really underused in a lot of situations. Good move by Viper here. His one knight, his single knight that he made, getting out on the left side, killing a villager by the looks of things, and might find another villager kill as well. Yes, he will. Oh my goodness me. Feage coming over to attack even with his villagers there, but Feage gonna go get that TC up on the stone. Gonna go put a TC up at the back as well. And I feel like Feage is playing this one a little bit weird. I don't know. Probably just thinking that he might be able to get a little bit of aggression onto Viper's eco and do some damage. But Viper quickly negating that with a couple of Scorps. So I don't know. Viper's certainly been able to close the villager gap right now. He's at 37 versus Feage's 35, and Feage only just putting up his 2nd and 3rd TC. I guess the only main difference now is that Viper has got a smaller military. In fact, he's only got 2 military units right now, and that Scorpion will go down. Of course, that's the biggest weakness to them. A Eagle Warrior or something like that, a Knight or something like that. They're they're great at dealing with just small numbers of crossbows, but once you throw a couple of eagles in the mix, they are going to struggle. And this is actually really nice play by Feage, something you don't see too often, but a bunch of eagle warriors coming through as well. And he's continuing to make eagle warriors right now. At the same time, his economy's not in a bad position. He's keeping that military production up. And Viper just playing so passively here. It's really, really odd. Bringing out a mangonel, though. And he may get a good shot, might do a bit of damage if he can get into position. Meanwhile, Feage going to find himself a couple more scorpions. Oh, not a bad shot from Viper on the left side. Feage taking a lot of losses to that town center, and Viper going to get a few more kills with the mangonel shot as well. Feage also losing those eagles to the town center. So I feel like Feage here probably throwing away a few too many units. He's not really closed that villager gap. He's still behind by 3, though Viper does have 10 idols right now. I think he's quickly fixing that and sorting it out. And I think Viper definitely trading much better here, using just a few siege units and taking advantage of Feage's negligence of his army, I guess, to pull ahead and, well, not necessarily ahead, but just defend. So Viper's still got that villager lead. That's the most important thing right now. And I think his defense has been pretty great. I think most of his defense, though, has probably come down to Feage kind of messing up more than anything. At the moment, Feage has got 16 military, and he's still making those eagle warriors as well. Nearly full upgrades on these crossbows. Feage probably won't do the +2 defense here for a while, if at all. And, you know, he might be tempted to do +1 defense on these eagles here, because if he does do that, that will give them a little bit more tankiness under the TC, which Viper has not got fletching for yet. So, we'll see what happens. Eagles coming in first. Feage going to take a shot. Oh, man, he tried to split, but Viper attacking ground there. Great use of attack ground. Again, attacking ground. Scorpion on the side, and he's just going to get under that TC, and that TC will probably be able to clean this up. Viper needs to repair. Oh my goodness me, he's not repairing. There was a villager right there. I really don't know what that was about, losing his mangonel, but certainly I think an okay trade. 3 or 4 eagles there for 1 mangonel. I would take that. I would take that trade if I was the Viper. Obviously, the eagles costing quite a bit of gold between them, 50 gold each. So I think Viper probably even coming out better in that engagement. Villager count very close. And one thing I've found, like in these kind of games, that the closer the villager count is, the more exciting the game tends to be. That villager count is kept close all game, but the players are doing very different builds, or different build orders. I think that gives us the most exciting games. So Feage at the moment saving for that castle on the left side, of course looking for the plumed archers. He's still trying to raid the Viper's eco. He might find another couple of villager kills, but a lot of these crossbows are very weak. So just a single mangonel shot could do some serious damage, even an uphill one as well. Show military efficiency, says Purple Popsicle. Well, the kill to death ratio for Viper right now is 2.25, which is pretty damn good. Even though Feage has great map control, he's just not been able to break through the siege defense of Viper here. Also note that Viper did wheelbarrow so much earlier. Viper right now is finishing handcart as Feage is only researching wheelbarrow. So Viper should have, in theory, a much stronger economy, even though the villager count is very similar, and may even reach the Imperial Age first as well. The damage done by Viper is 1.14, the return investment 1.11, which is higher than Feage in both counts. I don't really know what those numbers are necessarily based on, but obviously the bigger the better. That's definitely what she said. Viper then still defending with those mangonels. I think Feage just trying to chip away at this, but it's not working. And while he's creating so much military, Viper's economy just going to be getting into a fantastic position. Now he's gone up to the 4th town center as well. Now, as the Mongols, 4 TCs is not unusual. They are a late game powerhouse, and as such, they do need a really strong economy. Obviously, going, let's say, into siege onagers, you need a lot of resources for that. Going, let's say, into Manganite, you need a lot of resources for that as well. Feage again, a little bit negligent on the left-hand side. And it just Viper, man, just a couple of mangonels and he's just killing all. Castle going up for Viper here as well. Feage, meanwhile, coming forwards with villagers. Looks like he's going to drop a castle right there. Oh, goodness me. That castle for Feage couldn't be in a worse position now, because Viper will have this castle up by the time Feage even starts building it. Viper's got mangonels on standby here as well, and oh man, he might just lose this mangonel. He's got to get back to the TC. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness me. Okay, that actually worked out really well for Feage. He bought those... Okay, that's pretty huge. He bought those crossbows over at just the right time. Feage needs to focus down the Scorpion dude and forced Viper away from this castle. These Eagle Warriors are doing so much damage right now. They're taking out the mangonels really quickly, and Viper wasn't able to deal with them this time like he had in previous instances. Watchtower coming up right here, and that is to try and kill the villagers making the castle on the front. But Feage is playing this so ballsy. I thought that would be a terrible location, because I just thought Viper would have had that castle up, but no. Feage getting the castle. That's going to deny the castle of Viper. Meanwhile, he's whacking out the plumed archers right now. And, of course, that castle is going to prevent any siege from really doing much defense here. Viper at the siege workshop, currently idle. He's doing bloodlines and chain barding armor at the moment, realizing that right now he's probably going to need a little bit of military to help him defend. I just don't think he was expecting such a huge push from Feage. It's unusual to see such an aggressive castle drop at this level of play, and I honestly think he's been a little bit caught off guard by that ballsy move, and that has certainly cost him. Cost him big time. Feage, meanwhile, economy looking absolutely great and continuing to push in. He's actually doing a lot of damage back here. We've got Eagle Warriors at the back. They have got +1 defense, which is good. And we've got crossbows at the top here as well. I think right now, Feage, just to top this off, a little bit of siege. And you see he's got a siege workshop here, but he's not actually building it. The villagers on the left side have kind of retreated away. But there you go. I mean, Eagle Warriors getting into the wood line at the back. Viper's economy now going to get absolutely raided to hell. And Viper still does not have fletching, which is certainly going to make it very difficult to deal with these Eagle. Not difficult, but it's going to make it harder to deal with them. When these guys get the defense upgrades, they are going to be a lot more tanky. Of course, the real strength of the Mayan Eagle Warrior comes in the Imperial Age once they get that 100 health from El Dorado. But either way, Feage, really great aggression, and he's just clicked up to Imp as well. Viper right now, I am honestly surprised that he couldn't get to the Imperial Age sooner. I think what happened there was let's see, I mean, like, this castle came in, and then he just went ahead and built a second siege workshop. He starts bringing out rams now. He started knight production. He did upgrades on these knights, bloodlines, and +1 defense. And if it wasn't necessary for him to do all of that, he probably would have clicked up by now. But as a result of this aggression, Viper's been put into sort of like quick defense mode. Get out as much as I can to defend myself. And as a result, Feage, with all this map control, with being unharassed back at home, economy looking good, looking comfortable, and now researching the Imperial Age upgrade. We've got more plumed archers coming out, but I think Feage will continue to make eagles. He's adding in more barracks right now. He's doing the forging upgrade for the attack, and I think that makes a lot of sense actually, because Viper still does not have that fletching, like I said, and if Feage now goes Imp and starts, whacking out the defense upgrades on the Eagles, he could do so much damage to Viper's eco back here with, just the Eagle Warriors. Mass crossbows at the back might have a more difficult time dealing with these knights now they've got bloodlines, but they will put themselves into a little corner, try and do what damage they can. They probably will end up getting taken down. Viper should be able to take them all out, although maybe not if he doesn't actually attack with all of his knights. There we go, getting in there now. Wow, what's going on right here? What is going on? Viper's knights all over the place. It's like he wants to fight, but he doesn't want to fight. I don't know, but those crossbows should go down now. But Feage about to hit Imperial, and I'm wondering if Viper will just GG it as soon as Feage hits Imp, because once Feage does hit Imp, of course, we're going to see Trebs coming out. I don't think he will GG it. In fact, we see battering rams coming onto this castle right now. He's got quite a good number of knights out. He's going to go straight for that mangonel here. And Viper may just be able to ram rush this castle down. So he won't GG out right now. He will hold on, and these battering rams probably going to be successful right here by the looks of things. Plumed archers on the hill might be able to bring down these knights, but of course the knights will try and put some aggression on here, put some pressure on here. That castle though laying into the knights as well. The plumed archers on the hill doing some serious damage. And let's put it this way, if Viper cannot get this castle down, then he is in a lot of trouble. Those Eagle Warriors now coming in, +4 attack, Elite Eagle Warrior being completed. It looks like the castle, oh my god, the castle, will it fall? Oh, it's going to go down. It's going to go down. Feage has no stone left. And that was really unlucky. If he had the stone, he could have continued to repair that. And he probably would have kept that castle alive. Because he did take the rams down in time. Unfortunately, running out of stone just at the end there. He just bought some as well. But it's too late because the castle has fallen. Viper will get his castle up now as well. And that ram rush was exactly what the Viper needed right there. He's still not up to Imp though. His economy is pretty huge, but he's still not up to Imp, and now he's against an Imperial Mayan player. Feage has got another castle that's back over here on the left side, protecting his 4th town center on the gold. And Viper now just pulling out that castle on the left side of his base, only just managing to complete that, but it got up eventually. All in good time, all in good time. Feage though, mass elite eagles right now, doing the +2 defense. Viper still does not have fletching, so if these guys do start to raid, then Viper could have a really difficult time defending. It looks like he's still making knights. He's got a lot of stables at the back here. You can see he's made 5 stables as like his sort of panic reaction to the aggression on the front. The 6th stable on the front here as well. So knights pretty good at dealing with eagles. But these eagles now are coming out in force, and it could be quite a nuisance to say the least. So I think Viper's not really too panicked at the moment. +2 defense coming in for these eagles now though. Well, it'll be interesting to see who wins this fight. Obviously knights generally much better, but these guys are elite eagle, but it's still not enough. I think the knights easily going to clean that up, and those eagle warriors just unable to get in there and do much damage. So Feage, not quite as much map control as he once had, doing +4 defense on the eagles now. But I think if he really wants to make an impact with these, he definitely has to get the unique technologies, or unique technology rather, and all of the defense and attack upgrades at the moment, which I think kind of buying Viper time almost. Viper right here, really committed to making knights right now. Because if he stops that knight production, he will get overran by these eagles. Those eagles will very easily take him down. Viper in the north is taking gold. That's something he does a lot. He's really, really good at taking map control. He's looking for extra gold piles where he can. And, I mean, his main gold's pretty saturated. I think he had a gold at the back or something. I'm not quite sure, actually. Yeah, that's probably why, in fact. He's not actually got any other gold piles. So perhaps a little risky over here. Oh, goodness me. Feage wants that gold as well. And Viper, being miles away from home, might have a very hard time defending it. Those knights, though, are definitely able to do the damage right now. They are able to fight toe-to-toe with those eagle warriors and do a lot of damage. Feage bringing out the pikes, though, and that could certainly turn things around. Viper as well, fighting uphill, and that is no good for him at all. That TC looks like it's going to be successful, and Viper in this situation, could click up to the Imperial Age right now. There he goes. But he's invested so heavily into these Castle Age units. That TC going up, it looks like neither of them have noticed. They're right there. These villagers just want to live in harmony. But uh-oh, TC garrisoned. Viper going to lose villagers. And he is going to have, well, no gold income right now. Well, not no gold income, but he's not going to have any reliable gold source. I think, again, getting a little screwed over with the map generation. There is a gold right here, though. And I'm very surprised he's not scouted that. Look at that. It's right in that fog of war. He doesn't see it. But Viper going to drop a castle right here. It's like, you built a TC? Well, I built the castle. And I think, you know, really relying right now. Oh, wait, no, that's a TC as well. Sorry, I'm blind. I'm such a blind person. That's not a castle. That's a TC. And Viper Gonna lose perhaps another villager here at this rate. But we'll hop into his own TC and prevent Feage from holding that gold there in the north. Feage, though, now done Halberdier. He's also doing +4 attack on these units as well, on these infantry units. So that's going to make the knights really ineffective right now. Viper, meanwhile, switching into skirms. I think his gold must be really low, and indeed it is. The gold for the Viper is nearly non-existent right now. He's doing bodkin arrow for these elite skirmishers, but against fully upgraded Eagle Warriors, these skirms are not going to hold their own. There's no chance. Viper there going to lose that castle, and that's just going to open up the front of his economy for this raiding to come in. Elite Eagles now fully upgraded with Blast Furnace any second, and yeah, I mean, that's going to be pretty nasty for Viper right there. Meanwhile, in the north, Viper's got a little bit of aggression coming in at the back of Feage's economy. This area here, still a little bit of a standoff between the two TCs, but Feage bringing out some siege, it seems, any minute now. And Feage now can commence that raiding. And that's really the big thing here, getting that raiding damage. Viper's economy might be strong at the moment. He might have 151 villagers, which is, huge. That's a lot of villagers. But he's not going to have that many villagers for long, as Feage's Eagle Warriors swarm his eco and start taking all of these villagers down. Viper as well, really struggling for gold right now. Like, his gold income is next to nothing. Feage, meanwhile, has the gold on the left. He's got the gold here as well on the right. And, well, it's still on the left, but sort of, to the right of the left. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sort of in the center of the map. And that map control for Feage here is winning him this game. There is no doubt about it. He's currently population capped. Viper, well, Feage here actually, surprisingly. I don't know what's going on. Viper's just, like, killing all those villagers on there. But, yeah, like I say, I mean, the gold income here for Viper is next to nothing. These gold mines are about to be, mined out. He's got way too many villagers on there as well, which means it's a bit oversaturated. And these villagers are bumping and blocking. And in the end, it's just GG. I think he probably used his market a bit there to try and get some more gold income. But he was not set up for that in the slightest. He had no castles in the end there. He couldn't have done Mangonite. It wasn't an option. Against the Eagle Warriors, Knights were probably his best option right here. And although he was investing a lot into Knights, the lack of gold income here, the lack of the gold for Viper was going to cost him. Well, it's going to cost him a lot. Because if he couldn't get this gold in the north, as soon as this gold ran out, because he hadn't scouted properly, because he hadn't seen this one here, what would he have done? I mean, he would have only been able to do then like cavalry and hussar, which is just not going to work out against, Halb and Eagles. So I think Feage played that one really, really well. Again, getting really aggressive and completely dominating the map control. And it seems like that is the way to win, because Viper here just doesn't seem to be, I don't know, like his defense with the siege was good, but when he's not got map control, when he's not really in control of the game, and like, Feage dropping that castle there really caught him by surprise, I think. When he's not got that map visibility and that map control, I think he kind of, he struggles to turtle up a little bit, and he refuses to wall as well, which certainly doesn't help things out. Well played by Feage, making it 2-0 right here, and I think that's certainly going to shake things up a little bit, as obviously Viper a clear favourite to win in this series, and Feage so far with 2 victories.